Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So we just got the update 8.2, and then what it did is it added a lot of new characters to the library. So that will mean I'm going to do the second round of recommended Max Lux from the library, both for beginners as an early Max Luck, or for advanced players who want to make a double Max Luck of somebody. And just like last time, we will do beginners first, from fire on. And I don't see any new monsters added to the library good for beginners here. And then what I think about for a good Max Luck for beginners is one that's easy to do, and then also gives you a pretty good monster. So we'll just skip fire for now. Water, of the new monsters added, I would say that Queen Butterflight is good for beginners. And really every player of Monster Strike should make the Max Luck of a Queen Butterflight. Her mission is not too difficult. She's got really good stats, and then her ability set allows her to go lots of quests, including lots of impossible quests. So yeah, she should be a high priority for every player. Alright, we'll move on to wood. And then here I would say the best monster for beginners would be PCG3 Evolution. His quest is also easy, and you just need null damage wall monsters. And actually it's so easy that a lot of players will use his quest to hunt for Hakua. Just get a null damage wall team together of very strong monsters and just play his mission over and over. And then he's good because he also has pretty good stats. And then he has a strong bump combo, which is fairly easy to use and position. So yeah, PCG3 Evolution. Okay, in light I would recommend Emerald Dragon, but the Ascension version. And the reason why he's good is because, again, his mission is easy. He has a double null ability, and then a blast bomb combo. So he's a really good support character. And then in addition to him, I would recommend Jack Evolution. Another easy quest if you have strong null damage wall monsters. He also has a double null ability, which will actually allow him to go to all the first five impossible quests, from Izanami to Tsukuyomi. So he's a great one to have in the beginning. Alright, that'll do it for light. Next up is dark, and then here I would recommend Bahamut, except not this dark version, but the water version. So play X Awakens 1 until you get a drop of Bahamut X. That might take a few tries, so keep at that. Once you get the one drop though, you can play Bahamut and then fuse those into the X version to get that. And yeah, he's good for mine quests, and then he has a strong bump combo and strike shot, so he's got a lot of things going for him. And then another good easy quest is Desk Coil. You just need Minesweepers. And then he's a solid Max Luck, not too flashy. Just no gravity barrier with a blast bomb combo. Pretty similar to Dax Ascension from the Mythos quests, but he's got more hit points and more attack, so he can be good there. Okay, so those are my recommended Max Lucks in the library, newly added for beginners. And then we'll go back and then we'll talk about which Max Lucks are good for advanced players. And then when I think about which Max Lucks are good here, I think about two things. One, if they are good for an impossible quest, and then two, if there is not an impossible monster in the future that will obsolete them in case you make the Max Luck of that impossible monster. Alright, so the first one is RAKSHASA Evolution. He's a Pierce with a Null Warp, and he's really good for both Kushinada and Kushinada 0, so he fulfills those requirements. And then, although Avalon has that same combination of Pierce Null Warp, very few people are going to make the Max Luck of Avalon, so RAKSHASA Evolution will be their guy. And then for him, as an Ableberry, I would recommend maybe Style KINSTRENGTH, or any kind of KINSTRENGTH, because in Kushinada 0, his attack is not quite high enough to one-punch the anti-bounce guys. So if you get that on him, a good enough Ableberry on him, it should be able to take those guys down. Otherwise, I would recommend, of course, Survivor or Cutthroat. Those are two Ableberries that are very good for any impossible quest. So Okay, next up is Gargoyle, not the evolution though, the Ascension form. And yeah, she's good for Marishiten. Although I did use her in Marishiten from start to finish to make the max luck, and I had no problems with her at all. So you don't really need to raise her stats or her bump combo damage at all. Yeah, her too I would just give Survivor or Cutthroat. And yeah, neither of those quests are very easy, but if you do manage to get the characters together, then they would be good to make the double max luck of. Okay, back to water. And then there are a few characters, a handful of characters that are good both for beginners and for advanced players. And the first one of those is a Queen Butterflight. And yeah, she's great, just as I said before, because she has a lot of impossible missions that she can go to. Like Izanami, you could take her to Yamato Takeru or Tsukuyomi in a pinch, Akala, and a few of the Zero quests, since they have mines. So yeah, she's pretty amazing. And then her too, I would say either Survivor or Cutthroat. She doesn't really need any more stats, since her stats are so good overall. Okay, and then I would also recommend Fox Metal here. And he's a little different from Queen Butterflight in that he has the Blast Bump combo, so he can be a good support character. And then he has the Strike Shot, that very rare Strike Shot, which enables him to do hit stops, like in floor 31 of the Tower of Champions, or Izanami, or a few other places. And him also, Survivor or Cutthroat. Alright, moving on to Wood. And then here I'm going to introduce 3 bounce null gravity barrier characters all in a row. And they all have the kind of their different advantages. So you can pick the one that you like the best, or you can make all 3. It's up to you. The first one I would recommend is Basilisk Ascension. He is a power type with a Blast Bump combo, so he's pretty similar to Descoil. And he was awesome for me in Yamato Takeru. He was almost necessary for me. So if you are interested in him there, that could be good. As I just pointed out, PCG3 Evolution, pretty easy, and also very strong. And then finally is a Snowman, and I would say the Ascension is better. And he has good stats as well, and then an 8-turn tackle strike shot. So yeah, depending on your style, you can choose one of those 3. If you wanted the easiest, you can go with a PCG3 Ascension. And yeah, for all of those, I'd recommend Survivor Cutthroat. For this guy, I could add a Sidekick to that. If you wanted to go a different route, you can go for the Ascension version of PCG3. And for him, I would say Speed Ableberry would be best. That's maybe his one weak point. One nice thing, though, is that his 8-turn null everything strike shot will give a little multiplier to all of his stats, or to his speed and attack. So to eke out just a little bit of more speed, that could be really good for him. Okay, and then finally, I would recommend Cholsen, the Ascension version. But this is only for people interested in going after the max luck of Nirai Kanai. And for her, I would say Survivor would be especially good because it would stack with her water resistance. Or you can give her style KINSTRENGTH, because as a Pierce, that will raise her attack and then all of the other Pierce characters' attacks. And for most people, an all-Pierce team is going to be ideal for Nirai Kanai. Okay, that'll do it for Wood. And then for Light, we'll go back to Emerald Dragon Ascension. And for him as well, I would say Survivor or Cutthroat. He's really good for Daikokuten, so that could be good. And then finally we get to Dark, and there's a few characters here that are really good. One of whom is Da Vinci, but maybe not the Dark version, the green version, the X version, Da Vinci X. And she would also be really good for Nirai Kanai. So you could also give her the KINSTRENGTH Ableberry, the style KINSTRENGTH, just to get all the Pierce characters buffed. And then because the X version has a Meteor Strike Shot, that KINSTRENGTH will also buff up that Strike Shot a little bit as well. Okay, next up would be TAKIYASHA, the Ascension version. And she doesn't have great impossible viability, but she can go to many, many extreme missions pretty well. So again, for a dark monster, I would say a survivor. Kin strength could also be good, just because she's pierced, she can go straight for the boss's weak point, and yeah, do some good damage there. I would also recommend Satellite Evolution, and she plays like a mini Loki. Maybe if you have Loki and you've played with him, you know how crazy he is and how he can kind of go anywhere. Satellite is the same, except she does maybe about half the damage with her bump combo. But yeah, you can take her lots of different places, and then I would say overwhelmingly the best ableberry for her is the Sidekick. So if you can get that on her, she would be really useful. Alright, and then finally would be KAMAITACHI Evolution, and yeah, he's pretty basic. He's a high-speed Pierce character, so he'll get in lots of hits, especially on bosses, and then if you can get a critical hit in there, that would be very good. So more attack or more speed could be good for him, but also a sidekick would also be good, since his bump combo is so strong. Alrighty, so I think that will do it for my recommended Max Lux newly added to the library. And yeah, just as a bonus at the end of this video, I'll add my footage of myself making 5 new double Max Lux. And yeah, I hope you enjoy that, and we'll see you again. Take care.